Today I want to tell you my story, which I've never done before. On December 21st, 2016, I had a 1-year-old daughter, and I was 7 months pregnant with my son. It was 4 days before Christmas. I was headed to an assignment, and I got to the intersection of my neighborhood that turns on to Courthouse Road in Spotsylvania County. And I saw the light turn green, and I started to make a left-hand turn. I think I saw the car right before it hit me. She was the driver. She was driving 55 miles an hour. She struck me. She T-boned me right in the driver's side, 55 miles an hour. She never slowed down. And I remember how loud it was. My car, after she hit me, it flew across 4 lanes of traffic, and then it hit another car that had stopped at the light. And I remember as this happened, thinking, this is how it all ends. This is it. This is it. This is how it all ends. And then when the car came to a stop, and I'm kind of like trying to figure out, I think I'm okay, but there's no way that my baby survived this kind of impact. There was no way he could. And we had OnStar in the car, and I remember it calling, the OnStar calling, and the woman speaking to me through the car, and all I could say, I couldn't answer any of her questions. All I could say is, I'm pregnant, I'm pregnant, I'm pregnant. That's all I could say. And then there was a few seconds later, there was a man at my window. He was an off-duty EMT. He had seen the whole thing, and he answered all the woman's questions, and help was on the way. And I couldn't get out of the car the way it was, crushed in, and I couldn't get out. So this off-duty paramedic, he stayed with me while I waited, and you can hear the sirens coming, and then I started thinking, well, maybe I just thought my light turned green, and maybe I did this, and so I asked him. I said, was my light green? And he said, yes, your light was green, and I didn't believe him. I thought he was just trying to keep me from being more hysterical, and so I kept asking. I said, did I kill my baby? Did I kill my baby? And he said, your light was green. Your light was green. So anyway, the paramedics and everybody got there. The responding deputy, I will never forget his name, Mike Collins. He's I think he's a captain now with Spotsylvania Sheriff's Office. I remember him being there, and everybody was just, so kind and helpful at the scene. And, they didn't know me from anybody. And just like you guys, you don't know these people from anybody. I could have been like the worst person in the world, and all they wanted to do was help me. Anyway, so I remember them shouting at me not to move, and then they told me there was going to be a loud sound, and they were cutting the door off. And so they put me in the ambulance, and it was a long drive to the ambulance. I kept asking them about my baby. They're like, we don't know. We'll find out when we get to the hospital. We'll be there soon. And anyway, got to the hospital, and they wheeled me in, and I remember in the ER, just all these people, maybe a dozen people, and I had my coat, and I put it over my face because I was so ashamed, because I thought, what if I had done this, and they would all know that I had killed my own baby. Anyway, so they tried to find the heartbeat, and they couldn't. So they fired up the ultrasound machine, and I remember the woman saying, there he is. He's looking right at us. And I said, is he alive? And she said, yes. And all I could do was just cover my face and weep. So we spent 24 hours in the hospital just for monitoring. I was, obviously very, very bruised from the impact. But the baby was fine. I was fine. He was born 2 months later, perfectly healthy. His name is Levi, and he's 2 now, and he's just the sweetest baby. We can't, imagine life without him. I learned that I did not run the red light. My light was green. The woman who T-boned me, she, a few months before she hit me, she had been driving drunk. She had been convicted of a DUI. Her license was restricted. She was not supposed to be driving that day. She went to jail for 30 days. So I'm sitting here today, and And I think about this a lot. I don't know why we didn't die. I really don't. I don't know why we didn't die, and 11,000 people die every year from this crime. I mean, some people say, well, it wasn't your time, but how was it their time? And it's just a question that, I don't think I'll ever be able to answer. You may know this, but the average person before they're arrested for their first DUI, according to the CDC, they've driven drunk an average of 80 times. So when you arrest somebody for this crime, and it is a crime, you're taking someone with the potential to kill off the roads. And I just want to say how grateful I am for that and how grateful MAD is for that. High visibility law enforcement, the work you guys do is a cornerstone of MAD's campaign to eliminate drunk driving. You're it. Without you, we would have nothing else. So I just want to say, on behalf of MAD, thank you so much for what you do, and thank you for joining 250 police departments across the country this weekend as part of Saturation Saturday, which is when police departments will be on heightened alert for DUI on one of the busiest travel seasons of the year, weekends of the year. So thank you for your work this weekend, and thank you for your work every day.
A big part of our organization evolves around having strong partnerships, and we're grateful that we have that with you. And I use a saying often, talking about working together. And if you want to, the saying in a proverb is, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. And we believe that. And if we come together and work together, we can make a huge impact, and we can go so much further. So we just want to say thank you.